Good afternoon, this is RIesen with Jon Lancaster Toyota in Madison. I'm going to show you the inside of the 2011 Toyota Avalon. But before I get after that, I want to tell you a little bit more about Smart Keyless Entry with push button start. And the main thing is Smart Key includes a car, quite like that one, and this fancy little key fob like this. And what happens is the car detects the presence of the key fob and lets you get into the car without ever having to push any of these buttons, because, hey, let's face it, pushing buttons ain't cool. So long as the key is with me, the car knows, and it lets me do some fun things like this. We'll walk up to the trunk of this car, and I can just reach underneath there, push that button, and the trunk opens. Obviously, it has a huge trunk. It's an Avalon. But for those of you who have an Avalon now, nothing really changed in the trunk. You still have a pass-through from the trunk to the second row. I'm going to close this guy back up, and while I'm coming down, well, look at that backup camera. So if you've got an Avalon with nav, comes with a backup camera, obviously shift them into reverse and see what's behind you. So a little bit more about the Smart Key. When you walk up to a car that's Smart Key equipped, it knows that you're there. So right about here, the lights on the inside of the car turn on, and also the lights underneath the mirrors turn on. These lights are called puddle lamps, and they're an LED light, and they obviously just illuminate the ground outside the car. Smart Key then is activated in terms of unlocking a door when you touch it. So, touch the door. Oh, that was no fun. We can lock them, and then we can touch the door to unlock them. Now, if you've got an Avalon now, I think you'll like a few of the things that Toyota did with the navigation. A lot of the features stay the same in terms of location. You still have memory seats on the doors. They're there. The switches are still in the same position. The map pockets in the doors still fold out. You still have a 10-way adjustable driver's seat, which is really cool. For folks that think our seats are too short, this will take care of that. You can push a button, you can lengthen or shorten that seat, and it moves probably in the neighborhood of 2.5 inches. And we can move the seat forward and back, we can raise or lower it, and lumbar support. There's a couple cool buttons under here. Avalons have a power sunshade that covers up the rear window. This button activates it, and of course open the trunk and open the fuel door. New, you'll find traction control buttons, so you can turn the traction and vehicle stability control features off if you wish. Headlights are fully automatic. Again, those are high intensity discharge headlamps. And windshield wipers are fully automatic. So they have an auto mode that's rain sensing, and the wipers are just to the right of the steering wheel. A couple welcome things in this car are navigation, which is now Gen.6. And the dual zone climate control is still there, just a little bit easier to use. In a Limtied, you'll also find both cooled and heated seats. The controls are right in the center. One thing Toyota does that's very nice in this car is they let you push those buttons down so that they're flush, not getting bumped or broken. There's a holder specifically for your cell phone. That's what that guy is. You would just run the cord down through here and plug him in there. A couple cup holders, of course. And a decent sized console. This console happens to move forward or back, so if you're a bit shorter and you sit closer to the steering wheel, you want to slide them up so you can use them, or open them up, and look at this. USB port for iPod, or a thumb drive with music on it. But if you plug your iPod in, that USB port will charge and control your iPod. Alright, let's get into some funner things. So I'm going to close this guy up and see the dash? Quite a bit different. And move this down so you can see a little bit better. Nope, that was no good. Well, I'm going to fire him up. New appearance for the gauges. And one thing that we changed, you're probably used to the great big information display that's right in the center of the car above the radio. We moved it. It's now there. So you'll find outside temperature gauge, And the steering wheel, there's a button display that I would push, and I'll just toggle through the trip computer. So it will do range, instant and average miles per gallon, as well as average speed driven. The shifter is now more centrally located, so the shift reference right here up on top. It's drive, of course. The car will choose between the 6 gears that are available, or it's got sequential shift. And when I move the shifter from drive to the shift position, I can shift it like a manual through the 6 gears that are available. Again, we're right up there. Now to the fun stuff. Gen.6 Nav. I've demoed this before, but the capabilities of this nav are beautiful. You can talk to this nav, you can say, address, you can put a destination in all by voice. There's no need to pull over and push the destination button and key it in. You can actually drive down the highway at 80 miles an hour, voice your address in, the system understands it, and takes you to your destination. It's got streaming capabilities for Bluetooth, so if you have an iPhone 3G, you can connect that iPhone, make phone calls wirelessly, but you can also stream music. That's pretty sweet stuff. But also, just take a look at how simple everything is in here. There's no more like extremely intricate, climate controls and radio controls. Everything is just very, very easy. So this guy down here is all climate. Turn him on, you just hit the auto button, set the temperature that you want to. The car controls the fan speed and the vents based on what you ask for. Passenger controls on the right side. Just change them. Very easy stuff. But it's the layout. Again, it's the buttons. The buttons are just so easy. There's only 6, 7 buttons here. Very easy stuff. You're used to seeing this. This is from the older Avalons. It's still there. Again, really more of a simplification of the car. As you kind of look at the dash, everything is about what you'd expect in Toyota. But we made things easier to operate in here, and I think everybody that has this car will really enjoy that. Have you ever seen the Backseat? I'll show you. Trying to make it motion sick. One thing the Avalon's known for is quite a bit of legroom. And again, nothing really changed in the back of this car. You still have the reclining rear seat, and that's what this handle's for. You can pull it while you're sitting back there, and it'll let you move the seats about 3 inches forward or back. So it's just a recline feature on the seat. Still have the armrest and the cup holders, and obviously that's where you go for the pass-through to the trunk. So let's look at the inside of the 2011 Toyota Avalon.